Welcome back to Business Politics. We're talking to Secretary Norberto Gonzales. Sir, can I circle back to the geopolitical question or the external security threats? Because you were, I think the last time we talked, you were quite concerned about like the mindset in Europe. Like they've sort of given up peace already, right? And of course, the other things in the region are also in the news. What's your assessment of what the Marcos government will be facing on the security issues on the external front?
Well, I think the president is beginning to feel the problem of being neutral.
Okay.
Completely neutral. You can begin to see the problem,
difficulties.
the difficulties in all of that. So we begin to probably consider other options.
So should the government ditch that let's be friend to all, enemy to no one, or should it just be refined? What's your take?
The refinement that we need is, when you declare to be neutral, make sure that you can be.
Okay.
And in other, for example, if you take examples of other countries in the world, they were able to stay neutral because they have the capacity.
A credible minimum defense.
Yeah, they have the credibility in the world that they can do so.
Yeah.
In our case, I do not think we have that credibility. So if you'll ask me, do you want to be neutral? The question is, can we afford to be neutral at this point? Now, there are certain fundamentals that you can see. To me, we focus on what we can do on our own. And that's where we begin.
Okay.
Never mind if we don't have the resources to create extended defense capabilities for our Navy, Air Force.
Okay.
The realities in the world is that when conflict really happens, that a nation is really obliged to classify friends and foes.
Okay.
Those things will come.
Okay.
But what is fundamental that we should be showing is that are we deserving of world cooperation, for example?
Are we? I mean, I don't know. What's your take? I mean, some people say that there are geographically that's our key resources. We just happen to be lucky to be in this particular area that's significant.
To me, what really matters is the quality of our people.
Okay.
There are fundamentals that we have to settle. Number one, we never ask the question whether we love our country or not.
Okay.
We don't know.
Okay.
Do we?
We should. Right.
We should know.
Yeah.
Because that is fundamental.
Okay. Do you sense that Filipinos are lacking in that regard?
No, I think we love our country.
Okay.
We really love our country.
Okay.
We have the capacity to really, really, really love our country to the point of sacrificing our lives.
Okay.
But we are not given the opportunity to express it.
Okay.
We need programs. We need government initiatives that will show to the world, hey, they love their country.
Right.
They will defend their country. Why will you worry about a country who doesn't love itself?
Right.
Why will you worry about country?
Why would you defend something like that?
Yeah. Why will you? Why will you love this country? Look at their citizens. They will go anywhere. They have no loyalties whatsoever. They're corrupt. They're
as opposed to like Ukraine, who's really laying down their lives to.
We used to be admired. Our heroes are admired. We are losing this. We begin, and this is simple. We can afford this. Build, generate our society rising up and saying, we love this nation.
Okay.
This is to me the most fundamental. And number two, do the organization. Like, I will not say national mobilization. No?
Okay.
But we restore certain fundamentals. In the past.
Would you say ROTC is part of that?
Well, like me, I love my country. I can say this.
Okay.
And I think I gained it for being Cub Scout, Boy Scout, PMT, and then ROTC. These kind of steps I didn't ambition to be Girl Scout, but you know, all of this, you know, we have a pattern in our society wherein you can express, and then in this, for example, Cub Scout, that are rising institutions in how we treat our young people, we begin to love the flag. We begin to be disciplined, which is very important. Discipline has nothing to do with listening to orders or following orders. Discipline to me is a method wherein a nation can work and act together.
Okay.
Now, when discipline is about being able to mobilize your nation to a particular action. This is very important, and we're not doing this.
So, what should the government be doing? You said we're not doing it. You know, what should they be? What program should they be considering?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to call it because we don't like ROTC, we don't like PFT, we don't like these things.
Okay.
But no matter what the term,
right?
The important thing is we need to have a methodology or a kind of mobilization for our people, for our young people especially.
Now, the last time we talked, you were planning a series of dialogues. Could you talk about that? And does this fit into that plan to maybe raise that concern to a national audience?
You know, the dialogue should not have been necessary if that our people can begin to see real discussion happening in our Congress, for example.
Okay.
What are being discussed in the halls of where leaders are expressing their views? What are we doing? We are investigating all kinds of, I wouldn't say nonsense.
Okay.
But the important deliberations that will make our people, just like other peoples in the world, will not want to really engage in discussions, but they want to see their leaders discussing what is appropriate, what is relevant in society today. For example, we have a big divide, for example, in an issue like China.
Okay.
You see our leaders avoiding to confront the essential questions that will affect Philippine-Chinese relations.
Okay.
There's no discussion there because we're trying to put it down. But everybody wants to see, what's our position?
Okay.
Things like this.
Okay.
I think the important thing is for it to be seen in the halls of institutions that we are looking up to.
So what should be seen? Because I mean, you brought up China. So I guess we circle back to friends to all, enemy to no one, and you said we have to refine that. How does that suggestion work now with what you brought up China?
I understand very well the difficulties, for example, in being so, in military terms, to be so close to the United States and seeming to be an enemy of China.
Okay.
But I think the middle ground that I was talking about is never mind the US first.
Okay.
Never mind China first.
Okay.
Let's look at ourselves. Let's look at the Filipino people beginning to be seen in the world, to be loving their country, to be prepared to defend their country, to be able to participate in conflict as a nation, as a people, with a particular, how do you call this? A kind of sentiment.
Okay.
A kind of sentiment that allows them to face any other nation. The coming in of friends like the United States will be welcome additions to what the Filipino can do.
Yeah. Secretary, we have to take another quick break, but before we go, President Marcos said that the problems of Southeast Asia have to be resolved by Southeast Asians. I guess referring to ASEAN. Would you agree, disagree with that mindset?
ASEAN has a very fundamental role, and we should really be engaging ASEAN in a most serious manner. Number one, ASEAN. Then later on, ASEAN plus.
Right.
See, we have to look at the plus.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, we'll be right back with Secretary Bert Gonzales. This is Business Politics. Please stay tuned.